Morning guys, Neil at Italia Autos here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we have a Pulley Alfa 156 V6 which has lost its drive. So let's check it out and see what's wrong with it. So apparently several weeks ago this went into a garage to have a wheel bearing done on the passenger front side, and it was noisy and eventually we've got no drive. So let's jump in it, see what it does, see what it sounds like, and then we'll see if we can get it in the workshop and find out what's wrong with it. Just a quick external visual check. The brake discs there, we've got a brake pad there. Can't feel any play in the wheel. I can't get to the drive shaft at the minute. Engine starts normally. ABS light left on the dash. Slight noise from the auxiliary belt. ABS system failure on the little computer thing there. So let's see if it will move. Oh, that doesn't sound very good. I am going to try and limp it into the garage while it's moving though. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Right, so it does sound very poorly indeed, and I can see one reason straight away. Let me show you this. Wheel there, nice and straight. Wheel here, not so straight. Puzzling me there. It's like, why was that wheel kicking out so much? But everything's tight on the suspension apart from the wheel bearing. Is the wheel bearing gone that much that it's making it bend out that far? It's been well, yeah, never seen it do that before. So let's strip it down a little bit and see what condition that wheel bearing's in.
So we'll start by removing the drive shaft nut, and then the lower wishbone bolt, now the steering arm bolt, and a slight little bit of persuasion with the hammer.
Oh, it's a good one. As you can see, that is the inside of the wheel bearing with all the ball bearings hanging out. So no wonder that wheel was kicking around, because there's nothing actually holding it to the drive shaft or the hub anymore. I've had that hammer for years. Oh well, that's another one I need to buy. Luckily, I have a bigger one in reserve. See the big boy toys work.
Now I'm just removing the brake caliper. I should have done this earlier, but I did actually forget.
It should look like that. That has just absolutely disintegrated. There is absolutely nothing left of the ABS sensor, so I'm just going to cut that wire off because we do need to replace that. Right, let's see whether this drive shaft can be saved. It looks like all the splines are okay, but we do have some damage to the outside here. Whether that's a bit of leftover wheel bearing, let's try and knock it off and see what it does. So it does look as though it has damaged this inside part of the drive shaft, so I am going to have to change that, because if I don't, it's going to get the wrong ABS signal, or like it's going to damage the ABS sensor. So we need to pull the drive shaft out as well. Shall I undo the bolt so it'll come out cleanly, or shall I pull the whole thing out but we have to refill the gearbox fluid? Ooh, I'll disconnect it properly. I've just checked another component, the wishbone, and unfortunately it needs one of those as well. Undoing the 4 15mm bolts which hold the wishbone on. Luckily they all came out in one piece, because they do quite often snap as you're removing them. Now let's just, oh, this is quite nice and easy to change. Little did I know what hassle I was in for. So you can see the drive shaft a little bit better now. You can pull it in and out, as well as it's really floppy, so that is absolutely knackered. But then again, this side is as well. So now we want to separate the drive shaft. I think we need a 17mm or 19mm spanner and a big Allen key, and we'll want to just suspend that up out the way so we've got some access to more bolts.
Just removing the 6 bolts which hold the drive shaft to the hub now.
So let's just show you the drive shaft. The outer hub of the drive shaft is really worn as well, so it is in need of replacement. And that's the damage on the inside, but luckily the splines are okay, but so we're not going to be using it anyway, so let's chuck it in the bin. And here's one I made earlier with a nice flat end, as you can see where that had been damaged. Just popping all the bolts back in, and now we can slide that back into position.
I think I'd misplaced my torch there, and I was looking for it so I could see to get the bolts back in their holes. Removing the securing nut for the brake disc to the hub.
Well, I suppose the guy who fitted the last hub did at least fit a new flange to it. And these brake discs could do with changing. They're heavily pitted and got plenty of lip on them. Next job on the list is to change out the wheel bearing, which, as it's separated from the flange, makes it one heck of a lot easier for me. Put it in there well and tight. I would take it they didn't clean out the hub before they refitted it. There we go. Only took about 5 minutes to get that out. Let's clean that up first. Now we need to get what is left of this ABS sensor out, and 9 times out of 10 this bolt snaps. So what I should be doing is putting plenty of heat on it, and hopefully it should come out without snapping. And at this point I don't care what happens to the remainder of the ABS sensor. In fact, it's probably going to get smashed to bits removing it.
Now with any tough bolt to remove, heat is always your best friend. 99% of the time, get that bolt or the area nice and hot and it will come out a lot easier.
There we go, nice and loose. And of course that's going to be seized into that. If I can get it out in one, that would be better because it won't leave any of the crap in the holes then. Yay! But the end of that has been absolutely mashed off, so that's why the ABS light was on. Grease, just enable it to go in a little bit smoother, and that goes that way around. As you can see, now you've cleaned it up, it goes in a lot better. 5 minutes hammering out versus a few seconds to put it in. The bolts have already got the Loctite on them. And voila, 2 seconds later, one bearing pushed in, all ready to go. So wheel bearing's done, hub's all cleaned out, drive shaft's in. Oh, ABS sensor, so I'll get that and we can pop that in. So ABS sensor just pushed in. I can't remember if I pushed record or not on that bit, so it may not have recorded it. But yeah, I just greased it up a bit and popped it in the hole, slight tap down, and it's all in and done. I have got to remove all the old ABS sensor at the car, so I'll do that off camera and then we'll jump cut to tomorrow when, fingers crossed, I've got a nice shiny new wishbone in hand. I hate these cars. I was ever so tempted to throw my toys out the pram and go and have a cup of tea then. We're still not in now, but we're getting close. One more to get in. Is it going to play the game or is it going to be a pain like everything else? Yep, it's going to be a pain like everything else is. Right, fingers crossed, this one goes in now. Yay, finally, after 15 minutes of messing around just to get 4 epoxy bolts in, it's finally gone in. So when you're having one of those days, wishbone wouldn't go on, finally started putting the hub on, all was going great, and then I realised, oh, my phone storage is full, so I can't record anymore. So it missed probably me putting most of the hub on, so I do apologise for that, but not that you missed much anyway. But I finally found the little bolt to put the wheel disc back on, because I've been spent 5 minutes searching for that as well. But yeah, one of those days, I'll be glad when it's Friday.
Yeah, it was only Tuesday.
And now we can put the brake caliper back on. Make sure that nothing's twisted.
Just refitting everything now, put the brake caliper on, put the hub nut on. Now I'm raising the suspension to do the bolt up on the wishbone. top wishbone going back on now, and we are pretty much done.
Now we just need to route the ABS sensor. I think I've tightened everything up. I've still got to go over the bottom wishbone bolts to put those together. So I've just gone for a quick spin in it, and we've got a noise coming from like something's catching, if you can hear that. So I have had a quick look at it on the ground, but I can't see anything at all. I was worried it was coming from the inner shaft, but it's actually coming from around here. So I'm going to take the wheel off and see where it's coming from. I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming from that brake disc because it is a bit past it. And as the caliper's been off and on with the pads, I reckon the pads are just hitting something on the brake disc. So we'll clean them up and see if it gets any better.
And for those that are saying, oh, it's the brake shield, I did actually push all the brake shield away from the outer part of the brake disc where I could while it was on the ground, but that didn't work.
Now I hope miraculously it goes away once I take the caliper off. Oh no. So it is the brake disc itself. Because now that's gone. Is it this here? So you can see some marks where it's been catching. There we go, sorted. Oh, I was worried that was going to be the drive shaft then. But fingers crossed, that is sorted. Whew. Right, I'll get this buttoned up off camera and then hopefully we can take it out for a test drive if I can find a mount for my phone. Well, at least that clicking sound's gone now. Brakes in a nice straight line. So there we go guys, another car completely repaired. That was an interesting one for you guys hopefully. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.